Okay, here we go again, another episode. These are bunny shakers. I'm using Target cutouts that I bought last year, but I'm also going to show you chipboard shapes that they have this year. That's that package right there. Right now they have those, and I think they have some other ones. Um, those are the chipboard ones this year. So they're pretty thick. And then they're $1 from Target. I don't know if you can see the numbers there or not, but they are from Target. And then that's cardstock that I had gotten last year, and they came like that with all those colors. I think 2 or 3 of each, or you got 16 bunnies. I'm going to use those, and I'm going to only use one. And then these are shaker parts from Jelly Bean Soup. I found them at Michael's a few years back. They have a little sticky thing. They come in different shapes and sizes. I haven't seen them since at Michael's, but I'm pretty sure you can get them online somewhere. They're Jelly Bean Soup. I don't know exactly if they're just called shaker parts or what, but just do a Google search. I broke out a lot of cardstock that I think would be good for my spring Easter projects. I'm just kind of showing you what you could use because I'm actually going to cover the bunny shapes. And it also makes it thicker. I'm going to be putting the back and the front. So then it's 3 layers of cardstock and it makes it nice and thick. My favorite one is, well, I'm going to use this one of them, later on. But the one on the bottom I'm going to show you soon. And that's like a card. It has a fold there or a crease so you can make cards out of those. But the one that I end up using for the body is this ice cream parlor from the Paper Studio from Hobby Lobby. Perfect spring colors if you happen to have it. $14.99, but you can use your coupon or wait till they go on sale because the paper is always going on sale. I'm going to show you here that the bigger one that I have there will fit on the belly of this cardstock bunny. And then the smaller one fits on the chipboard one because the chipboard one is smaller. I was trying to see if I could put both, but it won't work. So we're going to pull one out. They're all the same shape. They just have like a little bit of a either tail, bow, or something, but it's going to get covered up, so it doesn't matter. They're just all the same shape. Get my scissors, my yucky ones that I like to use when I have glue and paper together. And we're going to pick out a paper here, and I end up going with a teal blue. Or more like a sky blue, actually. In the video, it looks kind of teal, but it's actually sky in person. And I like that check pattern. So we're going to use that for the front and the back. You can get a lot out of that one paper. So one sheet will work for both bunnies. For both sides. Using my Scotch quick dry adhesive. It's my favorite for this type of work. Now I've done this before where I papered my shapes back and front. So I sped this up. Putting it down to the back side of my paper, and then I'm going to cut it out with the scissors that already have gunk on there. I don't like to use the good ones. I have so many scissors for different, things. And wipe off a lot of the glue, and then I go ahead and cut it out, and then I do the back. So this is the boring part. And it seems like it's going to stay wet for a while or it's going to be flimsy. But once you put it all together and let it dry, it actually gets nice and firm. It's easier though to cut around the cardstock shapes than cutting around the chipboard shape, which is a lot thicker when you're having to do with scissors, but you can always cut around with a good X-Acto knife, some kind of a blade or something. It's a little bit of a rough cut. Later on I go and sand down my edges with a nail file. Alright, so that's one side, and then I'll be doing the other side. You see, you can get 2 sides with the one sheet. That bottle of glue has lasted me, and I keep, freaking out that it's so low. There's barely anything in there and I'm still squeezing out glue. So I just got another bottle from Hobby Lobby just to have it ready to go. I don't like being low on any kind of adhesive. Now while I let that dry, I pick out a sheet of paper for the inside of the bubble part, the shaker part, and I use the other stack for that for a brighter color, something different to contrast with the rest of the paper. And I go with a dark teal color with white polka dot. Sorry, I'm drinking some water, got thirsty. So I kind of, make sure that's what I want it to look like. And then, so now I'm just going to finish cutting this out. When I start putting together this thing with the shaker part, if you're going to ink the edges like I do after the fact, I would do it before putting down that plastic shaker piece. I inked it after the fact because I was looking at it and I thought, that I don't like the finish. I wanted an edge on there of some sort. But you could do all kinds of things. You can use your gold paint marker or silver paint marker, which I might do on a different one just for that, extra touch. But I end up using ink, and this is after I had put down the plastic shaker part. But my suggestion, if you're going to ink it, is do it now before I start, with what I'm going to do next. Just ink that. Well, sand it first and then ink it. So I'm going to be sanding it soon. I'm trying to see if my largest circle punch is big enough for that, but it's not. It's actually slightly smaller. So I just go ahead and trace my piece on the back side, and then I'm going to cut it out. And that was a 1.5 inch punch, I believe, or 2.5 inch. Let me see if I have it here. It's a 2.5 inch, so it wasn't big enough for that. And I know you could use your dies, but I'm trying not to pull out everything that I have. So that works out fine. And then I take a look again and see how I like it. Alright, so now I decide to sand my edges because just to make it a little, more finished, because you can tell that I cut it by hand. And I'm just using a regular nail file that I usually keep from when I do my nails. When I put my fake nails on, they come with those little things. It's a perfect size to fit in your hand. Okay, so we're just doing a little touch-up work there. And I do the back and the front. That's why it's taking a little while. Alright, so now we're going to fill, I think, is the next part. I think I'm just grabbing all my shaker bits that I've picked up from different stores. They're just from Michael's, Joann's maybe, Dollar Tree maybe, Hobby Lobby. just from here and there in Walmart. I don't think I got any from Walmart. I think, yeah, I don't think so. But you can also add seed beads, glitter, sequins. I didn't go for that this time because I have so many different spring and Easter stuff that I could use it. I just decided not to pull out the other stuff. At least for this, because it's a thick space that I could put this kind of stuff in and it'll shake fine. I don't want to go too crazy. I want you to still see the background, and I'm kind of checking it out to see if I need more. I think I add more to it. I'm not sure. I'm trying to get the bunnies to go in front of all the stuff, so like towards the plastic, so they kind of stay in place. So I'm going to remove the backing so it has its own sticky, and I'm going to put my pattern down with the pattern side down carefully so it's all even, and just kind of making sure it sticks, making sure it sticks with my bone folder there. All right, so again, if you want to ink it like I'm going to do now, I would have done that before placing this down, so it wouldn't be in the way, but you know, I still managed to ink around everything. Just using my glue gun to put that down. And I thought it was that I needed a glue stick, but it was just not all the way hot yet. It still had enough in there. Now, because it is hot glue going on there, when you put it down, you'll see that it kind of fogs up a little bit. It's just the heat creating a little bit of fog. It will dry up. See, I kind of got a little hazy there. It goes away. Now, there is a stamp that they had last year from Target that was just a bunny face. And I believe it fit that particular bunny. And I could have used it, but I completely forgot about it. So, a little too late to put in now. But just so you know, if you have it, try it out and see if it fits. But I think it does. So here's those fuzzy chenille stems from Hobby Lobby. They're thick chenille. And I could do without that darker pink one, but that's what it comes with. So I'm going to use the pink one to just go around there and kind of finish it off and give them a little bit of fur, you know, at the same time. And you see I still hadn't inked it. I ended up putting this down and then inking it later. I'm just using the Tim Holtz scissors to cut through that because it's a little thicker, that wire. And when you hot glue that down, you want to make sure you put the hot glue towards the item that you're gluing to. Oh, and those banners are from Hobby Lobby. I think they're Cupcake Picks. And what I was saying is the hot glue you want to put towards the item that you're putting the chenille stem to, not on the chenille stem because of the fuzzy stuff on there. Bringing out my googly eyes. Later on, I actually switch out the size down to a smaller one. It may or may not have needed to be switched, but yeah, I changed the size. Did I ink it yet? No, I think I am going to ink it now. Oh, yeah, I was smart. I think I'm going to ink it. Yep, I'm breaking out my inks, which I didn't really show you well at first what it is. I'll tell you now, it is Dewdrop, faded resistant dye ink from Memento. I don't really love these inks that much, but it works out. And you saw that I had tested it on a scrap paper first. And that's the Angel Pink. Not my favorite inks to go to, and I don't really do too much ink pad inking. I usually use like Distress inks from Tim Holtz, but I don't no longer carry all those colors like I used to. So I do the back and the front, and I don't just stick to the edges like on the front. I did a little more. I think now I'm going to add on the chenille stem. I was just cleaning the tip of my glue gun. As you can see, I'm putting the glue to the item, and then I'm going to put the chenille to that and press in so it sticks. If you don't press it enough, then the glue only sticks to the fuzz stuff, you know, the fuzzy fibers on there, and it doesn't really grab on too well. Just kind of fluffing it up a bit. So now we're going to grab the cupcake pick, and I'm going to cut it down a little bit. Put some glue in there and kind of just put it in the chenille stem. I also have to put some on the back because it was only sticking to the fibers and it was a little bit loose. And now for the googly eyes. Which I switch out for smaller ones, even though now that I look at it, it probably could have stayed with those. It's no big deal. But I don't know, I just felt like changing the size. Here I'm thinking I need to add more glue on the sign, but it actually was fine. I thought it was still loose. It wasn't moving. So I'm looking at it to see what else it needs. I was looking at my extra piece of chenille stem and thinking, what can I do with that? I don't use it. I ended up putting a bow on the rabbit ear, and then at the end I put a tail. I'm going to do that now. I think I'm going to put the tail first. And that's the pack from Dollar Tree. I grabbed a pink one to match the chenille stem. And you see when you put the glue to the pom-pom, that fuzzy stuff it doesn't want to cooperate. So I would have been better off gluing the chipboard piece and then just sticking the pom-pom to the glue. Okay, so now I'm looking at it again and I decide, nope, that's not going to work out. I go and get my bows. You know, I love to add bows whenever I can. And looking to see which one will look good. I end up going with a little more substantial one that I have in there. In pink. I think it's that one there. Yeah, that's the one I decided to pick. That's pretty much it. I glue that down. And now you can keep going and keep adding stuff to it. More stuff to the outside, like where the shaker is, like maybe some tiny little eggs. Whatever it is, you could put a pocket in the back, but I just finished it like that. So thank you all for watching, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next series or the next episode.